So the Volkswagen T6 has developed this exhaust fumes getting into the cab. It started off quite, well, not noticeable. It just get the odd waft, and it slowly got worse, to the point where the engine management light came on. We need to know why the engine management light is on, so we've got to get some fault codes out of the system. The auto reader, I'll put the descriptions in the bottom. For £22, it's a brilliant bit of kit. It's really good. Get the fault code out of the system if it's P0401. That is low exhaust gas recirculation flow. So we've had a good look at this. I've had a real good delve because it was a bit tricky to find it. This is the culprit. This is the little exhaust gas recirculation pipe. It comes out the back of the manifold and then it comes around and goes into the head. It gets really hot and it's exhaust gas is straight out, recirculated, and as this pipe has developed a tiny little, well, it started off with a small crack and it's about 1 centimetre wide now. Now you've got to get right down underneath the pipe to see this. You can't see it from the top, but with the camera sort of hanging in there, you can see that now. You can see it's black where the fumes have been getting on. So got a new pipe, let's get it changed over. These pipes available from TPS or Volkswagen themselves. You're looking around about 90 quid for the pipe. It's only a small one, but they've done a modification on it. They've taken where it was pressed metal to start with. They've actually put a casting on the front of it now, so it's obviously a problem that they've overcome and modified the pipe. So I'll get the old Milwaukee electric ratchet down there and I can whiz out a couple of these. I'm using the TX50 Torx bit on this. It should be the spline tool, which we'll come across that in a minute, but I managed to get that Torx bit down there and crack it off. And just get your hand in, and it is quite accessible with your hand. It's a bit of a, you know, you're leaning in a bit of a bend. Now that one came out luckily because I'm a bit skew-whiff on it, but managed to crack it off. Again, this one came out okay, and this is, keep an eye on this because this is where I'm going to have a problem in a minute. You can see how that thread came from behind that manifold there. The other side is where the problem is. Here we go. There's always a problem, isn't there? Don't make the same mistake that I did, which you can get away with using a 6-sided internal Torx bit, but the actual Torx bit is a 12-sided one. It worked fine on 3 of the bolts. They came straight out, no problem at all. But the one at the bottom at the back, which had got corrosion, now I couldn't see that before I took it off. The bolt actually goes through the casting and out the other side, which allowed the heat, water to corrode the end of the bolt. And as I've pulled it back through the manifold, it's picked up on the threads, got really tight and stripped the internal Torx teeth off of the bolt, which then meant I've had to now get the mole grips in there and get it out. It just, what a nightmare of a job. Tried with WD-40, struggled with the WD-40, it just didn't penetrate enough, it didn't get into that rust. Used the Worth Rostoff, yeah, that did the job. It's just that little bit better. It's a little bit better quality, and I've been able to get the bolt out. Now this bottom one has been an absolute mare, and I've managed to strip out the threads on the top of the nut. So what I've got now is the mole grips on there with the Rostoff, and we're working it. If it's slowly undoing. But it's really tight, incredibly tight in there. Just keep spraying it and keep working it. Eventually it will come off.
Hallelujah. Jesus. Oh man, that was what an absolute nightmare. Oh, look at that, it's all picked up on the threads. That's not good. So let's get back down here and have a look at this manifold where that thread comes through. Yeah, look, there it is, you can see that. It's a bit messy in there. We'll have to get a tap through that just to clean that up. Had I have known that this, I thought it was going to be into a solid section. I didn't realise that this was a thin section with the bolt protruding out the back. Had I known that, I could have put the Rostov on it before it even started, and I think I would have got away with it. But hey ho, live and learn. So what I'll do on that one, I've just got a little tap there. If I can just get that to go through the bottom hole and clean the threads up, it will make life a whole lot easier on the reassembly. So let's give that a go. So I've just clamped it in the end of the mole grips so I can get in there and rotate it. Hopefully a bit up here we'll get it in into the hole. I'm struggling with the mole grips, they're just a bit too big and they're touching the back of the block. So I'm going to have to take the tap out the mole grips and do it by hand just to get it started, and then probably rotate it, clamping it in a different way. This is the really awkward one as well. It's really tight. There we go. That's turning out. Just about. Oh, if I can just get the grips on the end of that. So I'm happy that I'm in the thread, that I've got started on the right thread and I'm not making a new one completely, and I can get this tap through now and clean up the original thread that was there. It's just fiddly as hell to get in there. If I can just get them grips around them, sort of around the jaws, and just, here we go, just work it. Look, I've speeded this up obviously, but I'm just going nice and slowly, backwards and forwards, just working it gently, and it's doing a good job. It's cleaning up, it is going through. There's still plenty of metal in there, so we should be okay. Yeah, through. Glad I did that because that was really tight and I just ripped up the threads of the new bolt if I hadn't have done it. So now I'm good. You can see that's now finger tight. So she's clean, the thread's good all the way through. Brilliant. And on the old pipe there, you can actually now see that where the splash is there. If I turn it round, look at the crack. See that crack right in the pipe, right? There we go, new pipe, nice new gasket. Let's get that back on again. So let's feed it in. Hopefully it'll go back in easy and won't come out. So I'll get all these threads started off by hand, just make sure they go in nice, get them all in, get them all started, and then I can concentrate on doing them up tight. Got some nice new bolts, save any messing about. They're certainly going in easier than what they came out. This new pipe as well, it looks so much more substantial than the old one. They've really made a nice job of that. But saying that, they've changed the bit that didn't crack. The bit that cracked was like the corrugated bit on the other end. Get them done up tight now. I started off with the electric ratchet, but decided against it. I'm going to go for a normal ratchet. Now this is the perfect scenario for the gearless ratchet. So as you turn it, it's got no teeth, and you always get a perfect grip, if you like. So for these tight situations, it's a fantastic bit of kit. I'll put a link in the description. So
So I can drop that down there, and I can get that onto the bolt that we needed, and it will just grab absolutely perfect every time. I'll just get on that bottom one. And for those unfortunate moments when you drop your ratchet, can you see it right down the bottom there? I've got my magnetic tool here, which is just a lifesaver, because I can just get that down there and get it avoiding everything else. Get onto my ratchet. And give it a look, pull it back up. Okay, so socket's in there with the thing. Let's get onto the top of that. Because I don't, like I said about the teeth, you don't need to, it doesn't click, you can just get almost anywhere on it. There we go, that's one. And last but not least is this one.
Now I really do wish I'd got a set of these splined sockets. I've got this, like I said, this Torx one, but I haven't got the spline ones on. I've now ordered a set because, yeah, for occasions like this, you just don't want to be stripping teeth out. We're using the wrong tools.
Yeah. Oh, I think we could well be there. Let's give it one last. Yeah, that's tight. Bing-loodle. It's on. And what I did was just put a little cable tie around the top just to pull this hose out of the way, just to give me a bit more access. So I can cut that off as well, because that doesn't need to be there now.
Look at you lazy git. Go and get a pair of side cutters. Trying to butter it off with long nose pliers. Animal. He's an animal.
There we go. Job's looking mighty fine.
And there's the new pipe in all its glory, look. Tucked away down the back. Doing a fine job though, doing a fine job, and hopefully I won't be getting gassed anymore. Because those fumes were getting a bit pungent in the cab, and that now looks like it's sealed up good and proper. Those bolts have gone up nice and tight. They've gone right through, look, even that one underneath. We've got that in nicely.
So I hope you've enjoyed that one. Cracking job. Problem sorted, the fumes are gone, everything's great. I'll put all the links in the description for the tools and the part numbers, the Volkswagen part numbers. It's all down in the description, so just have a quick look down there and check it all out before you crack on. I hope it's been of use. Just drop me a little thumbs up, like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.